Alright, so first things before we begin, if you notice anything on my nose, one of my kitty cats decided to give me some new ideas for nose piercings, so please ignore this part of my face because of that.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget, sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. So it has been a while since I have done a sit down video, and that's because I've been super busy, and then when I haven't been busy I've been exhausted because I've been busy, and I haven't really had anything that I've wanted to film on here. It's a lot easier to do content for Instagram than on YouTube, but I have utilized YouTube Shorts. But anyway, we're going to do a good old-fashioned sit-down video, and I'm going to be talking about the handbags that I have carried for the rest of 2023 and what I plan on carrying for the end of 2023. And then I think in the future, for this particular style of video, I'm going to do it seasonally. So for 2024, what I carried, like probably at the beginning to spring, and then spring, summer, etc., etc. So without further ado, let us jump into the handbags that I carried. But one bag that I did forget to mention in my previous video for what I've carried so far in 2023, and I'm surprised that I forgot this one, but yeah, it was my Mulberry Cara bag, and I think that I've talked about this on the channel, but if not, I did have this previously, but it was in the smooth leather with the quilting on it, and I ended up selling that bag just because it kind of it reminded me of just not really a negative time in my life, but not really a time that I want to go back and visit. And that bag, though it was really cute with the quilting and I did like the feel of that leather, it just didn't work for me. So I found this one because I knew that I wanted it again in my collection, but I didn't want the quilted one. So I found this one on Poshmark for a really good deal, and when I got this, I carried this a lot, and I still carry it a lot, especially when I have a lot to carry. But I mean, and especially with the pebbled leather, it's more squishy than the other one. That's something that I didn't like, how structured the other one seemed, so you couldn't really do a whole lot with it. But this one literally is like an old-fashioned rucksack, but it's just super easy to throw around. It's got the canvas straps, which I actually like a little bit better than the leather straps because it's not as heavy. And I love the silver hardware. I'm more of a silver type of person. I mean, obviously I'll wear gold, and I really don't care to mix the metals, but I just think black and silver together looks so striking. I don't know why. I've always been that type, but anyway, I carried this for quite a long time, especially when I was back at the elementary school. It was just easy to throw over my shoulder and just go. And yeah, I love this. I'm definitely glad to have it back in my collection. The only one that I would probably consider like getting again and selling this one is if I can find I think it was the taupe color. It is a taupe color, but I forget the name of it, but that had the gold lion heads around it. I loved that one when it came out, but I haven't been able to find it for sale, or if it is for sale, it's an outrageous price for it. but I'm totally happy with this one. If I can't find that one, I'm just saying that's probably the only way that I will get rid of this one from my collection. But I will definitely do I'll definitely do a more in-depth review of this bag soon. I've got to look and see what bags I've actually reviewed on the channel and probably start doing that, because I know I've promised that for a while on here, and since I don't have anything else that I want to film, why not do that? So there's that one in there. And I will say that and it came with the Mulberry dust bag, which I love. When I got this through Poshmark, I got it at a price to where they authenticated it. So when I purchased it, they sent it to the Poshmark authentication thing, and then they checked that it was real and sent it to me. I have the card and everything. I know that I've unboxed this on my Instagram, so I show all of that on there. So that was a bag that I definitely carried into the summer, and I kind of carried it into the fall too, especially when I first started my job at my college, because I was moving items into there and I had to go to different meetings and carry my notebooks. So that was just really good to have when I need to carry everything and keep with me. So that is definitely a staple in my closet. Another bag that I kind of carried toward, like, I say the beginning of, it was toward the end, like after I filmed the first part of this video. So it would be like the beginning of whenever, I want to say it was like the middle of summer when I had that, or like the end of spring, I don't remember. But I also carried this bag a lot. I actually carried this to my interview for the job I currently have. So again, I love this thing. I talked about it in my previous video because I carried it a lot then. This is another staple in my collection. I love it so much. So that was another bag that I carried. Then the ones that I actually carried through the fall. So I had two bags that I particularly carried during the fall. The first one is my trusty Louis Vuitton Speedy 30. And I don't remember if I had all of this on here when I've shown it for the first time, but I added my little Coach Cruella little bag charm. I just thought that that would look cute on here. And I have my little key pouch because I don't really use this as much now, so I just thought that it would look good on the bag. And then those things I've had on there. But I love this bag so much. The only thing, if I could go back and get it again, I would probably have gotten the Speedy B25. I remember when I first went in there, I wanted this particular bag, the Speedy 30, in the Damier, but just like the Speedy. But they didn't have that one. They had it in the 35, which is way too big. And so the only one that they had in the 30 size was with the strap. And though I love this and it is a good size, I would say especially for travel, like as a carry-on bag, and if you're going on like road trips where you need everything with you, this would definitely be good for that. But for every like day-to-day wear, looking back, I wish I would have bought the 25 with the strap on it. But also I'm wanting that one in the monogram. I've always wanted that one in the monogram because it seemed like that strap is a little bit easier to carry. So I mean, all in all, I am happy with this one, and I'm definitely not getting rid of this because it was a present from my parents. It's like my dream bag that I've wanted for a long time. So all in all, definitely will not be getting rid of this. I have done a video on this that I will attach in the cards where I explain more about this, but this bag just screams fall with, you know, the red and the brown. So I definitely got my use of this. And oh, you can kind of see Penny back there in the background. So she won't be barging in this video. And then when I wasn't carrying that bag, I've gotten into carrying like the cloth tote bags. I don't know why. It's just so effortless, and it can show off your personality depending on what you put on it. And that started with this bag. So this says once an Addams, always an Addams, from the Killstar Wednesday collection. I talked about this on my unboxing that I did on here, but they were doing a thing where if you spent over $100, you got a free tote bag, and I had purchased something before I saw that, and I was like, oh, I hope I get the tote bag, and I did. So this kind of started that whole tote bag trend. So this I've carried when I've had to have like files that wouldn't fit into my Speedy. I don't even remember where I put it, my Speedy. And I mean, it's just quick and easy, throw over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about getting it dirty, because if you do, you can just toss it in the washing machine. The only thing about this one is I don't want anything to happen to it, because it was like a limited edition, so you can't really get it anymore. But yeah, I alternate between this and this, because again, Wednesday Addams, fall, Halloween, you know, can't go wrong. And I dress as Wednesday Addams for Halloween, and then the wig gave me a migraine, so I left work early. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So, moving into December, I carried like these sporadically through November. And then starting in December, I carried this for a while, but then I was like, you know, I love this whole like canvas tote bag, but I want something to carry when I'm not really feeling Wednesday Addams, especially, you know, going to church. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with Wednesday Addams, like I'm not trying to be that person, but I just felt kind of uncomfortable carrying a Wednesday Addams bag to church, especially since the church that I go to, there's a lot of older people that go there. So I was like, I need another canvas bag, because I do, again, really love that trend. And recently I have been obsessed, and when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed with the Carol Burnett show. So how I got started watching it was my mom and I were looking for something to watch, and it popped up on Amazon where you could watch it for free with Prime. And Mom was like, oh, I remember watching that as a kid all the time. So I was like, okay, let's watch it. I remember hearing her and other members of my family talking about it, so we started watching it, and I have fallen in love with it. Tim Conway is on there, which if you don't know him, you need to. But he is the voice of Barnacle Boy on SpongeBob, which is how I knew him growing up. I watched SpongeBob, so it's very interesting to see him not as Barnacle Boy, and I think it's a little bit funnier. I don't think that I don't want to say anything bad about SpongeBob, because I grew up with it. Like, I can quote episodes, but I don't think that they let him go necessarily with the part, because when you see him in Carol Burnett, it's completely different than how it was in SpongeBob. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, needless to say, I've started watching that, and there is an actor on there that does a lot of stuff. Like, he's one of the regulars on the show, but watching him and Tim Conway, it just has brought so much laughter and joy into my life. So it's a kind of another MASH situation, but his name is Harvey Korman. And again, if you don't know him, you need to go find out about him. So we got rudely cut off. But anyway, all of that I was saying to say, so I went on Redbubble, and I was looking at Carol Burnett stuff, and I found this, and I was like, I need a Harvey Korman bag in my life. So my mom actually got it for me as an early Christmas present, and I have been carrying it ever since. I love it. It's a really good size. And the only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have any pockets or anything, but I mean, that's a canvas tote for you. But it has the print on both sides, so I don't have to worry about, like, am I carrying it on the right side? But it's so cool. I love it. It's got Harvey on it. I mean, what could be better than that? So I'm planning on carrying this bag definitely through December, maybe through January. Who knows what the new year will have, but I'm really trying to be patient with my spending and just purchasing handbags and different things that I want to keep in my collection for a long time, and not just buying it just because I want it at that moment. So that's really why I haven't gotten any like designer bags through the rest of the year, just because I have been trying to be careful with that. But anyway, that is what I have been carrying through the end of 2023. So stick around to the channel if you want to see other videos that I may or may not film, depending on if I feel like it and if I have the content for filming. And definitely check me out on my Instagram. That's where you'll find me the most. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.